Mr. Carpenter, please call the roll.
Senators Bridges,
Excused.
Cook, Corum,
Excused.
Court, Crowder, Danielson, Donovan, Finberg, Fields,
Absent.
Foot,
Absent.
Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hill, Heisey, Holbert, Lee, Lundeen, Marble, Moreno, Pedersen, Briola, Rankin, Rodriguez, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Story, Tate, Todd, Williams, Winter, Woodward, Zenzinger, Foote, Fields. Mr. President.
Here. With 33 present, 0 absent, and 2 excused, we have a quorum. Senator Lee, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Old habits die hard. I apologize, Mr. President.
So, I accept your apology, but that will still be a fine, Senator.
Thank you. Please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Senator Heisey, please motion to approve the journal. Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the journal of Friday, March 15th, 2019 be dispensed with and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
March 14, 2019, the Committee on Health and Human Services had in consideration and hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments to be placed on the consent calendar confirmed. Executive Director of the Department of Human Services, effective February 4, 2019, for a term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor. Michelle Barnes of Golden, Colorado, appointed. March 15, 2019, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, Consideration and Marriage Committee as following. House Bill 1177 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to Committee on Appropriations with a favorable recommendation.
Senate Services.
Correctly read and gross, Senate Bill 12 and 129, correctly revised. House Bill 1043.
Message from the House.
House has passed on third reading and transmitted over riser statutes. Senate Bill 6 amended as printed in the House Journal March 14, 2019. Amended on third reading as printed in the House Journal March 15, 2019. House has passed on third reading and transmitted over riser statutes. House Bill 1118, 1095. Amended as printed in the House Journal March 14, 2019. House has passed on third reading and transmitted over riser statutes. Senate Bill 179. Amended as printed in the House Journal March 14, 2019.
Message from the Reviser.
We hereby transmit without comment as amended House Bill 1095 and 1118 without comment as amended Senate Bill 679 and 100.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 198 by Senators Todd and Corman, Representatives Monteo and Gray, concerning the continued management of waste tires.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 199 by Senators Stott and Rankin, Representatives McCluskey and Wilson, concerning measures to support effective implementation of the Colorado Reading to Ensure Academic Development Act for all students who receive services pursuant to READ plans.
Education.
House Bill 1026 by Representatives Catlin and McCluskey and Senators Quorum and Donovan, concerning fines assessed for violations of law administered by the Division of Parks and Wildlife.
Agriculture and Natural Resources. General orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Foote will take the chair.
The committee will come to order, and the code rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title of all the bills on the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
House Bill 1180 by Representative Gardner and Senators Gardner and Lee, concerning clarification of the definition of a police working horse for the purpose of cruelty to animals. House Bill 1155 by Representative Michelson, Janae, and Carver and Senators Lundin and Foote, concerning adding certain conduct to the definition of sexual contact.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of all the bills on the consent calendar, which includes House Bill 1180 and House Bill 1155.
Is there any discussion of any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it, and the consent calendar is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. Any objection? Seeing none, the committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come to order. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee will basically reports that in consideration of the following tax bills being savoring that makes the following recommendation on House Bill 1180, House Bill 1155, pass second read order, revise and place calendar for their reading and final passage.
Senator Foote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion is for the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 2 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. House Bill 1180, House Bill 1155 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until tomorrow, Tuesday, March 19th.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The motion is adopted, and the balance of the calendar will lay over until Tuesday, March 19, 2019. Signing of bills.
The President has signed House Bill 1008, 1062, 1071, 1098, House General Resolution 1011. The President has signed House Bill 1033, 1042, 1082.
Message from the Governor.
Friday, March 15, 2019, Colorado State Senate. Honorable members of the State Senate, pursuant to the authority vested in the office of the Governor of the State of Colorado, I have the honor to inform you that I have approved and filed with the Secretary of State the following acts. Senate Bill 81, Repeal Cancer Drug Repository Act, for Friday, March 15, 2:26 p.m. Senate Bill 29, Income Tax Residency Presumption for Military, approved Friday, March 15, 2:30 p.m. Senate Bill 42, National Popular Vote, approved Friday, March 15, 2:25 p.m. Senate Bill 57, Employee Information Student Loan Repayment Programs, approved Friday, March 15, 2:37 p.m. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor. February 14, 2019, to the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen. Pursuant to the powers conferred upon me by the Constitution and laws of the State of Colorado, I have the honor to designate appoint reappointments made to consideration of the following members of the Colorado State Fair Authority Board of Commissioners for term expiring November 1st, 2022. Honorable Louis Ann Talkdrop of Thornton, Colorado, a Democrat from the 7th Congressional District, reappointed. Michael J. Schlepp of Brighton, Colorado, a Democrat from the 6th Congressional District and a member with substantial experience in agriculture and the activities of 4-H clubs, appointed. Diana Marie Cormer of Montrose, Colorado, Republican from the Western Slope and 3rd Congressional District, appointed. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor.
Agriculture and Natural Resources.
February 27, 2019, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon with the Constitution and law of the State of Colorado, and that our designated appoint, reappoint, submit to consideration of the following members of the Board of Trustees of Metropolitan State University of Denver for terms expiring December 31st, 2022. Barbara Barnes Grogan of Denver, Colorado, to serve as Democrat, reappointed. Marissa Molino of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a member who is not affiliated with a political party, appointed. Russell Gordon Knowles of Jersey City, New Jersey, to serve as Democrat, appointed. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor.
Education. Announcements. Senator Donovan.
Mr. President, may I request a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the Colorado family was again struck with tragedy this weekend, and I would appreciate you joining me in spirit and thoughts. Lieutenant Eric Hill, who is a native of Eagle County, was tragically killed while working for CDOT this past weekend in an accident along the I-70 stretch. This has become a common refrain that we have discussed in this building. But I would like to focus briefly on being able to recognize what a loss this will be to the community. Lieutenant Hill grew up in Eagle County. He graduated from Eagle Valley High School, which was my rival high school growing up there. He was just one of those effusively warm personalities in the community whose spirit of service extended to every part of his life. He volunteered with the Gypsum Fire Protection District for over 19 years, and that's where he achieved the title of lieutenant. But he also was an EMT with that department, served in the United States Air Force for 4 years, and of course his day job was with CDOT, keeping the roads open and safe for us to travel. He is survived by his wife, 3 children, and 2 grandkids, in a community that will very sorely miss him for all the roles that he impacted us. Mr. President, I would request a moment of silence, and if the chimes could be rung in remembrance of Mr. Eric Hill.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the Senate will observe a moment of silence, and the Senate chimes will ring.
Colleagues, thank you for your thoughts and time this morning. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Priola.
Thanks, Mr. President. Members, there will be a Colorado Stone Sand and Gravel Association meeting tomorrow evening, Tuesday, March 19th, at the Governor's Mansion main residence from 5:30 to 7:30. Hope you can attend.
Senator Winter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to take a moment to recognize my guests that are over in the corner that are wearing orange. They are here with the MS Society to raise awareness and information about what they need in order to live with MS. And my very favorite one of those is my sister Dawn, right there, who is visiting with us. So please welcome my sister to the floor this morning.
Further announcements. Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I wish to make an announcement regarding that we have some very, very wonderful women also here in red, the Republican women, and I just want to give you our best wishes for a wonderful day here at the Capitol and how much we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Having no further announcements, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, quick announcement for those of you, and I'm sure this is every single one of you, that study your calendar and your journals every single day. There was a small mistake. A bill came out from local gov, House Bill 1035. It was recommended to be on the consent calendar. It did not land on said consent calendar, so it was on the general orders. You will see it tomorrow back on the consent calendar. Just wanted to let people know that's what is going on. There was a mistake. It should have been on the consent calendar in the first place. No weird shenanigans happening with the calendar. That's the explanation. Mr. President, with that, never mind.
Senator Crowder.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just thought I'd let you know that there's a few more of the Civil Air Patrol cards that did show up, and they're on your desk. There's still a few more that we're waiting for. I would just ask for your patience, and we will get those to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request to be excused tomorrow morning as I have a court appearance tomorrow morning, and I have spoken with the majority leader and the minority leader, and they have consented to my excusal.
Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too ask to be excused tomorrow morning. I do have an appearance scheduled in court.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask to be excused for tomorrow morning for the same reasons. I have a court appearance tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Madam Secretary, if you will note those members being excused. Mr. Carpenter, please add Senator Bridges to the roll call. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate recess until 10:45 a.m. today.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will be in a recess.